since we have a nice small group, we can have it basically, whoever shows up, we cater the particular practice to any experience level. So no matter what you've tried before, if you're seasoned in yoga or all of this is new to you, we're going to all just be able to do a practice that feels good for the body and then give you something to look forward to. So there'll always be encouragement to come back and try it again, and it'll challenge you and kind of take it to the next level. So when I give variations, just know that it's on purpose, that there will be some things that you can do and then some things is just the next level, like something to look forward to. So the yoga swing has like a main sling, I call it yoga swing, instead of a hammock. So follow along with me. We have hand holds that are attached to carabiners. So your hand holds are attached to your top carabiners. Mine are on my swing, just because I have a longer swing here. So it's just slightly different, but make sure your carabiners are attached. And then your carabiners, the second pair here, I've changed my colors out so you can just see the difference. I have all different kinds of color carabiners. You have the leg loops attached. Everything's super stretchy, sweatshirt material, really comfortable on the body. I don't know if anybody here has done aerial arts, but the equipment can be really rough on the body. Even though this is still intense, it is still really comfortable. So this swing does expand. We're going to use it as a cocoon for some restorative and kind of like a floating shavasana later at the end. And we just want to make sure we have the daisy chains attached. So the daisy chains will allow us to adjust the height. Mine have little red markings that show us that there's different spacings that we can change it. And we're just going to get in and test it, see if it's a good height for us. So we want to put the swing behind our back. We're going to stand it in front. Slide it down, so it's kind of underneath the edges of your wings, your scapula. And then don't spread it out though. Bunch it up, keep it bunched up, and then sit straight up. Awesome. You'll feel that kind of tension underneath the arms. Just pull down against that. So shoulders away from the ears. Drop your hips completely like you're sitting in a chair, deepening your hip flexors. Okay, just sway a little from side to side. See how that feels? Perfect. Now, if your weight is dropped all the way, I can tell if it's the right height for you. If you're kind of pushing up, I can't tell. So drop all the way. Thank you. Drop all the way. That's good. Everybody's at a good height. If we can bring these, I just washed them. They're super fresh, but that means they're kind of tight, like a pair of jeans. A new pair of jeans. So as we use the swings, they might stretch out a little bit. You might choose to change the height, and that's totally fine, depending on our practice. Okay, and so from here, let's test out our leg loops. So we're going to just pull down and just see that again, they're nice and strong and attached. Let's hold on to the left one with both hands. Get that, just kick up and get that behind the knee. Right, just bunch it up. And now we're going to let ourselves hang. So you don't want to stand up, right? Just hang. Grab for the second one. And then keep your anchor point underneath your arm. Put that behind the knee. And then just sit straight down. Cool. So I'm going to change mine and make them a little bit lower. So I want them lower than breast level. You're doing good, Sam, but I'm going to have you come down and do the same thing. Bring them down one. And I think you're good back there, Maya. So reverse. So two hands grab and bring the leg down. So I don't want you holding on to the daisy chains. They're not like a handhold. Oh, right. They're just actually daisy chain material. The legs are right. And then, so once you come down, help yourself up to stand. Good. So let's grab your carabiner, lower it one notch. Nope, the leg goes. Lower it down one. So unhook the carabiner, slide it down, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So it's good just in case you ever bring your own swing to know how to take it up and down. Awesome. Yeah, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Everybody happy? Good. Just in general? Yeah. Good. Nice, Maya. So you can naturally go into the relaxing. So I'm just going to let you know, Jenna, I do have the video on today. I'm just taking the whole room. You won't really be able to see individual silhouettes. All right, let's try it again. So both hands grab the leg loop. Let's up. So keep your arms wrapped around the swing. So this is your anchor. You take your arm out and we'll slide out. Okay, so we'll learn the anchor points too while we're testing everything. So get both hands to grab the leg loop, up behind the knee. Perfect. So make sure you float. So sit straight down. Awesome. And then second side. Hold on with both hands. Pull that straight down. There we go, that's better. And we're just going to sway from side to side a little bit. So this is called swagger. So in the swagger, I just push into one leg loop and then the other. So press one knee down and then the other knee down. And I alternate. So try just pressing your knee down to the floor and then second knee down. So this is our relaxing pose. This is our restorative. This is for us to just hang out. We're going to feel that stretch in the side body so we keep our hips nice and heavy. We're going to bring our arms out to a T. Always make sure you have the swing underneath your arms. This is your hook. This is your anchor. You take your arms out. So this is the middle of the swing, your center. This is inside. This is outside. So always keep your arms around the outside of the swing. You can press your forearms, keep your elbows bent. Just press your forearms into the swing and you can take pressure off the armpit. So if it ever bugs you, just feel free to use your forearms to give a little press forward, and then that'll help relieve any sort of strain that's happening. Ultimately, it's recalibrating the whole upper posture and the thoracics, which we will get a little bit into today with our back bends. So it is good, but it's intense. It's intense for both the inner thighs, hip flexors, underneath the arms. So is that good? I fixed your leg loops already for you, so they should be even. Thanks, Jenna. Thank you for coming. Awesome. So let's just hang out in chillaxing pose since we're here. We're going to get back onto the ground at some point and do some standing poses. So when we're in chillaxing, you might feel pressure underneath your knees as well. As long as we're synchronized swimming with our neighbors, we can always just straighten our legs, right, to take pressure off the knees. So feel free to do that at any time that starts to bug you or you feel your feet falling asleep. We'll also kind of alternate and come out. So if we stay too long in one pose, obviously it starts to irritate that part of the body. So we'll just keep switching it up. Let's bring our arms out to a T again. The full chillaxing pose is when you keep your hips heavy. So drop your hips, arch at the heart pointing up towards the sky. Clasp your hands behind your head, elbows flared out wide. Just let your body fully relax. So I don't know about you, but I always look forward to doing this every day. Every time I get in the swing, it's just like my happy place. So just really let yourself enjoy and start to get familiar and acquainted with the new equipment. If you want to add a little swagger, sway from side to side. Nice deep breaths. So in time, of course, learning something new, it takes a lot of our focus and concentration, but in time you'll start to be able to sync your breath up with the movement, just like in a traditional yoga class. So I'll do a lot of yoga translations today, which is basically just showing you how I can use the swing to get into some poses, like back bends and inversions, but with more support and more ability to stay in the pose longer and go deeper. Okay, so when you're ready, come back to neutral. We're going to inhale, open the arms up to a T. Just keep that anchor point, reach around for the leg loops. So this is the swing. Your leg loops are in front of you, so reach around for the leg loops. Awesome. So just squeeze those and pull your chest towards your knees and kind of duck into a floating child's pose. Round your back slightly and take a few breaths here. Now this is also, again, a relaxation pose. If you ever feel like you just need a break, come back to floating child. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to expand. So pull yourself up a little bit. Use your arms to open up the inner thighs. Inhale, expand. Not too much. Take it slow. It's like la la. Exhale, sit back down. Beautiful. And squeeze. Squeeze everything towards you. Inhale, open and expand. You can just feel it's like Sunday, right? Everybody's feeling a little bit mellow. It's like, okay, we're going to be mellow. Exhale, sit back down. Now you can actually reach up and grab for the nub. That's what the official scientific term is, the nub. And then you can squeeze yourself in. Just tap your chin into your chest. And then inhale, expand, and see if you can pull yourself up. So these are sitting splits. Don't go too far, just enough. And then exhale. It's like when you have a little piece of metal and you're trying to warm it up. You just bend it back and forth a few times, and then eventually it starts to loosen. So chest and hip a little bit more. Just notice the thighs, notice the shoulders, notice the hips. We're kind of accessing parts of the body that don't normally get stretched. Take your time, nice and slow. Exhale, sit back down. Relax and pose. Keep your elbows bent so you don't lose your anchor. You guys want me to keep the door open for some fresh air? Yes, please. If I'm warm, I know everybody else is warm.
We can put the cool on a little bit too.
Oh, no. No air conditioning. It's here. It's okay.
The other fan is good too, and it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Than that one.
This is great. This will be nice. Get some fresh air. Just use this. Stop. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far? We can definitely have more of an interactive workshop since, it's just such a small group, so feel free to shout out any questions or tell me if you need something as we go along. I also encourage you to take care of yourself. Since it is a new practice, you might get a little air sick, a little woozy. It's really natural. The body's detoxifying itself and it's just kind of flushing the toxins into the bloodstream to release. And so drink lots of water and just take a break. That happens. Inhale through the arms. Exhale, we're going to do another form of child's pose. We're going to squeeze our forearms around the leg loops and tuck in. Rest your forehead on the nape of your hand. Just let that go. I usually just cross one foot over the other and try just pulling the energy back towards your core. Really good. Inhale, open and expand. This time, straight arms, straight legs. Just be mindful of your neighbors. And then lean back. So hips heavy, heart open, palms up in the gesture of receptivity. This is called starfish. Exhale, just sit back down. Take the arms. How's that feeling? Pretty good? Okay, before we come out, because we are going to get back on the ground, let's try some free stream. So when I say free stream, I'm going to press my knees to the left, upper body goes to the right, and then I'm going to change sides. Let's see if we can get into that movement where you press to one side, extend to the other. You're stretching out the side body. So at your own rhythm, at your own pace, but again, just be mindful of the neighbors. We have just enough room, but sometimes we do get into some overcar action and just, we'll all apologize in advance now. But yeah, especially when we come into some of the immersions when we can't see, let's just all just be aware of where our legs are in space and how close that is that somebody else is not in. Okay, great. So come back through center. So to reverse, we're going to take our both hands, grab the right leg loop, bring your foot down. Don't stand up, let yourself sit into it. I know I'm going painfully slow with some of these details, but it does come in handy. Okay, second side, both hands grab. Release the leg loop. It might be a little tricky, but come right into a sumo squat. Let's go ahead and hold on to our leg loops in our hands, like a little marionette. Drop your hips a lot. And just shift from side to side. This is why I like to use the circular mats. And I call it aerial yoga play, because I want us to really just become more acquainted and informed with our body by exploring into the poses. And just allow yourself to experience and play a little bit in the space. Unlike traditional yoga classes where it's more like stick to the routine, a lot more detail-oriented with alignment. I can go into some of those details, but as long as you really feel good and your body is safe, I want you to just explore. I might ask you guys to widen your stance, for example, so your knees